Early morning blitz. So late last night, re-primed all the areas that have been worked for the painting of all the interior alcoves. Basically everything you see in the doors are closed on the car and the trunk's closed. I went through some spot putty and this has some little fine scratches, pinholes, etc. So it looks like the Dodge has the mumps or measles. And this is the area I'm specifically talking about. You see those little pinholes in there? Now, the rest of this car is going to get more primer, like 3 more coats, but I went ahead and just took care of a couple of those there. Mainly it was down through here, just some little fine scratches and whatnot. Sealer will take care of most of it, but some of them were a little concerning, so I went ahead and just put something on there since I already had it out. Same thing on the inside of this fender. This won't be seen except when the hood's open, and it may not be seen at all. There actually may be a piece that covers this, but just in case. Little areas back there. The hood is actually pretty decent. There's one little spot here which is probably going to get covered anyway. And then the inside of this door. I just did the portion of the door that you'll see when the door's open on the car, essentially. That's it. Wasn't really too worried about the bottom. Nobody's going to see that. It's going to be like 5 inches off the ground. And same thing here. And you can see here and down through there, just some little spots here and there. So I'm going to grab the 320 with a small block. Probably one of the little big kid blocks. Knock these areas down real quick. And speaking of 320, yeah, 320 right there. Look at that. Just take your little 320 paper. Let's go across the top here. That's it. That's all you're doing. Just knocking it down to where it's flat, smooth. And then generally people will put sealer on at this point, which I think I'm actually going to spot in a little bit of primer over these areas and the door jambs. And then I'll seal everything and get ready to paint it. My main reason for spotting it in is that I still have to take care of a couple other prep items before I get the sealer out to paint. Mainly rearranging the garage. So I'm not going to do the dash and those pieces back there. And since I'm not doing those right now, which I had initially planned to do those, but change of plans, which happens. Yeah, since I'm not doing those, sorry, I was thinking about that cowl that goes inside the car. Probably need to do the inside of that because the outside will be done when the car's put together. The dash, it can be separate, no big deal. But that thing right there, probably gonna have to go ahead and take care of that now that I think about it. I'll find somewhere to put it. I'm gonna take the dash off of there and I'll probably take the other piece off of there because I don't need that on there because I'm getting ready to set my fans up so I can get the exhaust extraction working in the garage so I can get all the stuff out of here. And I gotta go grab my drop cloths so I can take care of some dust mitigation. And I think that is it. So I'm gonna get back to work because yeah, gotta get to the finish line. Oh yeah, gotta pull the seat out here too, that thing. Yep. All right, just blew all the dust out of the garage. Everything's sealed. I'll throw some filters in. And then we're gonna go ahead and get the sealer on and get the color on. It has been a journey to get this far. So I'm gonna blow everything off one more time with my air jet. If you don't have an air jet, I highly recommend you get an air jet. This right here will make your life a lot easier. I use the backpack blower to blow out the building, but I use this to take care of my last blow off before I paint. It has a slower stream of air, which replicates your gun. So generally using this, you won't get a bunch of flying dust nibs that pop up when you typically spray your air before your paint hits. So with that said, let's see. I'm going to put the sealer down with the, I guess I'll use the R500. And I need to put down base and clear. And I just realized I don't have a gun. I was gonna use the golden gun. I don't even know where it's at. Oh, it's over here. It's probably dead. Yeah, the golden gun, I don't know. We'll see about the golden gun. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna put this down. I just realized I gotta find another gun. I'm gonna have to break one out of the arsenal back here, but I gotta get this. I gotta think this thing painted. You hear my fan up there? It's about to die, so I better get to it. Hey, get some new fans. Don't worry, I got some filters. They're back in the corner. Y'all know the deal. So my big fan kicked the bucket last night when I was in the middle of spraying all this stuff. So here we are, and I had to stop where I was at. Had a little sag over here. Went ahead and sanded that out. I've got everything taped off again. So consumables, and more consumables. But we have prepped this all with a red Scotch-Brite, other than where I sanded with 320 right here, and we Scotch-Brited that with a red one, then a gray one, so we went 340, then 800. Back here, Scotch-Brite everywhere, Scotch-Brite in the trunk. I flattened the area out that was there, flattened that area out with some 600 on a DA, went down through there and flattened some other areas out. Sorry if my camera's struggling. Then I had some drops of sealer when I was doing the trunk because the cup was leaking on the spray gun. So I had taped it up, but I had a couple drops and I couldn't keep stopping for the dripty drops. And yeah, I'll end up respraying this trunk because it was easier and faster to respray the trunk than to tape everything off around these hinges, which are going to be the color of the trunk, as well as the trunk lip. So the trunk lip, the hinges, at least this portion of the hinge up is going to be body color, and then maybe this portion will be black going down. Much easier to do it this way instead of trying to wrap tape around and all this kind of stuff and just end up with dust getting trapped and then making a mess. So easier on the bottom half. I think I've got everything on the trunk ready. I'm gonna go ahead and shoot it. I have gone over this trunk at least a dozen times and I think it's good enough. I'm probably gonna do all this and then it's just gonna get covered anyway. So anyway, if they don't cover it, it'll look good. So that's the deal there. I went ahead and wrapped up this side because this was already done on my Jam. So I've got it wrapped in plastic. Plastic only because I'm doing base coat and clear coat. If I was doing primer, I would not be plastic wrapping any of this. I mean, I would, but then I have to take it off and do it all over again. Because you guys know the plastic will release paint. Generally, it'll release sealer or primer. Most definitely primer. That plastic up there is a higher grade plastic, the blue is, and it's supposed to hold on to both. But as you see, it draws a lot of dust. I've got a tack rag. So there's a couple passes here on the plastic. And you can see that much dust is on that plastic. So if I had something in front of this plastic, I would tack rag the plastic down. I put new plastic down everywhere where I want to protect it. I've covered everything else in the garage that was already painted. There's a couple doors, there's a hood under here. I've got it all covered in a drop cloth and plastic. I got the plastic wrapped around, the drop cloth taped around so nothing vacuums up underneath and gets on what I don't want paint on. Just a couple quick tips for you. So I know it was quick. You guys can pause or rewind the video if you need to review any of that. I'm gonna get to work. I gotta spray this trunk and I've got to spray the ends of these fenders because I missed a little bit of black base coat on the ends. Now I'm sure you're like, 3 wheels, what are you worried about the end of the fender for? So because of, yep, I'm working as I'm talking. Because the end of this fender, when you're looking at it this way, rolls, the end of this fender has to be body color, and it's best to go ahead and do it now because I got to put the fenders on the car to paint the rest of the car. So that's why. If you're wondering, that's why. That's what I'm doing. And then same thing here. This one just had a couple little highlights in it. Nobody is really ever going to see this except you'll see a glimpse of it. And that's why I'm going through the extra length to make sure that it's right. Now on this portion of the body, just take your tack rag after you've taken everything down and just lightly go over it. Make sure you unfold your tack rag. Don't be like me, unfold it one time and then go put it to work because you'll end up with a mess. So we're just taking our time going down through the body like so. Sorry for the fan noise. I gotta keep the fans on or bugs fly inside the shop. Just wipe it down just like so. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and get this trunk wiped down, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get it sprayed. I may set the camera back here so you guys can watch. I don't know. I probably won't, because I may knock it down getting in and out of the trunk, because I gotta step on the step to get in the trunk, to spray the trunk, and that's because the vehicle's up in the air. So it's a little bit complex. I'll probably just show you guys when I'm done.